I am beyond delighted to have the most delicious guest for you today. Simply delicious, Dirish. Really should just be his name. We have the gorgeous Dirish Shaktidas with us today. He is not only an amazing human, but he facilitates trainings, events, retreats, and he's a coach and an author who helps people unlock their highest potential, creating freedom, joy, and impactful growth. And like it's just such a pleasure to have you join me for this episode today, my lovely. And, all this amazing stuff you do. I would love you just to share a little bit more about yourself before we dive on into some really juicy questions about how we get to live our best life.
Thank you so much, Kat. It's so awesome to be in your presence and diving into all the good stuff that we both enjoy. And I've been doing this for 20 years, and it's been a journey to get here, and I've enjoyed it. I have to say, the majority of part, I've really enjoyed it because I get to do me. And the more I get to do me, the more I get to impact what I do with my skills, my talent, my craft, vocation, my artistry, and ultimately my light. And I'm based in London and online globally, and I do get around, and it's been fantastic to just build upon my skills and continue to evolve and seeing what the mystery of life holds for me. Whilst I continue to just lean back, let go, open, enjoy, and keep putting one foot in front of the other, doing the spiritual cha cha on the dance floor, and letting everything glitterize itself in front of me.
Oh, there's so much I want to speak about just in that opening. I love it, the spiritual cha-cha. But yeah, I love what you shared about your light and evolving because, that's what we get to do, right? We get to evolve in this beautiful existence and be more and more of this light that we're here to shine. I really love what you share with others about dedicating yourself to raising humanity's vibration. It's just, I read it and I was like, yay! Like, who doesn't want to raise humanity's vibration? It's just such a beautiful, beautiful phrase. So I'd love to know, like, why is this important to you? What is it about that?
What's important to me is that if I am on that dance floor, I don't want to be dancing by myself. That's why it's important to me that everyone is on that global dance floor together and we are dipping it and doing it and diving it and shaking it and letting it go and allowing ourselves more freedom, exploration, expression, and allow us to just really let our own individuality and authenticity come to the surface with unapologetically, unfiltered. And for me, that is liberation and freedom through expression and through just letting a rhythm and a beat let you bounce, and let you move and tremble in the best possible ways. And that's why it's important to me.
Oh, yeah, I love that. And I love that you share about not being alone on the dance floor, Like I talk a lot about making the most of your dance on this planet.
Yeah.
I think it's so important that yes, sometimes it's a cha-cha-cha, sometimes it might be a tango, right? And sometimes a waltz, like who knows, right? Like life delivers many different things, but the more we like get on the dance floor and make the most of our dance on this planet collectively, yeah, the more we're going to rise together, aren't we? It's
Absolutely.
yeah, it's so key, isn't it? So I feel that you have that similar energy to me of like, let's bring everyone with us on this journey, right? Because that's how we get to expand and expand and expand, right?
I mean, listen, who doesn't like a good party? Who
Mm,
doesn't want a party to end? Imagine living that as a party, as your vibe, and just moving and grooving, flowing and growing in your own glow. That is attractive to me, and that's always been attractive with all the kind of icons and artists that I have gravitated towards my entire life. Because I was an artist, I've always been an artist before everything else. And that has always been something that's taken me forwards and inspired me and pushed me out of my comfort zone and didn't really care what other people thought. I was just doing me. No matter how much scrutinize and ostracize, anything like that, bullying, everything. I just continued going because something in me, when you there's a force inside of you that is just pushing you to do something, it's like you get out of the way. You have to because it's just something that's coming through you and for you into the world. And a lot of the times we create art thinking it's for ourselves, or we go through our own evolution, our own developments, thinking it's for ourselves. Actually, it's to pass on. It's to pass on. That's how we get to elevate the world by passing the light on. And that's how I began to really comprehend it over the last like decade is passing it on. It's our
mm.
contribution to the world, to humanity, and we need more of that. We need more of that, especially in the way the world is right now. And if you get to make one little shift, it's a it makes an impact on that global dance floor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, realizing that it's so much bigger than just yourself is the shift, isn't it? And I always think, like wherever you are being and allowing your full self, you're creating that ripple, creating that ripple, creating that ripple, and this is how we make like these huge waves
Mhm.
together, don't we? So yeah, I love that. I'd love to know, as you know, like joy is super important to me, and I know it's super important to you. And I love that more and more people are having conversations about joy because I think it's like it's vital, it's fundamental actually. And instead of us kind of parking it over here, like having joy right now in this moment is that's why we're here, right? It's absolutely why we're here. So
Mhm.
in terms of your joy journey, if you like have you always found it easy to feel joy?
Absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. I, when you're growing up, I don't think you have definitions of what emotions are. You just kind of go with what feels good, and I just followed whatever that feels good is gonna give me something, and that was always to do with art and music and dancing. And for me, I would say it's been a beautiful struggle to get there. And I know that also joy isn't a constant state. It's something that you prioritize if that's what you choose and decide to live by. It's also a state not to get attached to because we are like the weather. There's so much, we have a million seasons happening at once sometimes. And I truly trust that if you hold joy in your heart, it will be your default to come back to
Mm,
that. And if you're following what feels good and following, your yellow brick road, you'll get there.
yeah. Yeah. Spark the joy, follow the excitement, right?
Mm.
Yeah, and I really believe like joy we can build like a muscle, much like we can train for, I don't know, like a running event or something like that. We can build
Yeah,
joy
we
as
can. And I
a
think
muscle.
what's interesting, yeah, building muscles, that's what it is. And also, if you find, like for me, I when I found myself stuck in a rut, I want to flip it and reverse it. How can I reframe this now so I don't get stuck, but I keep moving and then the joy flows? And that's the path of least resistance. Like the reframing has really helped me shift things quickly for myself. For instance, it's such a gray and rainy day. That's one perspective. Another perspective is just it's another day to live and find other ways to create more joy. Perspective on everything.
Yeah.
And that's for me how to keep joy at the forefront of my vision and the forefront and keeping that attitude, that attitude of joyfulness, of what, keeping yourself lifted and high vibing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the lens, it's the lens, isn't it, that we choose to look out through. And, you mentioned weather as an example. If we were just like guided by the weather in the UK for our joy, and it's like, well, actually, if it's going to be reliant on sunshine and things like this, then you are going to be missing out on a ton of life. So
Exactly.
it's really about looking for it and allowing it in all the places, like you've got
All the
this
places.
gorgeous, gorgeous happen at the moment and a beautiful backdrop. And like that, I'm just receiving all the joy vibes from that. And I think so often we can overcomplicate it. It has to be something really big or really
Mm,
special. And it's like, actually, we could choose to find it in the minutest of things,
yes.
you know?
Yes. Divine is in the details. Remember that.
Yeah, yeah, well, and it's the feeling and the noticing, like not just kind of like bypassing or just skipping over. It's like, I'm getting all these juicy joy vibes again and again and again because I'm like, I choose to find joy in your beautiful sequin blue hat, you know?
And honestly, it's taken a lot to deconstruct all of the beliefs, the conditions, the habits, the infections, all of those things to be able to keep it pure as well. Because for me, I can't fake it. I really can't. And in order to keep that authentic, I've had to strip down so much. And in that stripping down, the light comes out more because you're no longer held down or put down or kept down by all of the things that have been put onto us from when we first got in the world.
Mm.
You know? So that's been my internal stripping.
Yeah,
Strip
yeah, I love
teasing.
that, and I think like internal strip is really what's required for all of us, for
Hmm.
us to like live our lives as
And if,
optimally as
yeah, if
possible,
we are willing to as well, because so much of the times conditions, indoctrinations, decolonizations, all of these things, they keep us at bay. And we get so used to it being in that it becomes comfortable that actually it's a discomfort to actually get to joy, and if we experience joy, it's maybe for a moment, then we'll go and revert back to what is quote unquote normal. So my passion and intention is to always keep us all moving in that direction. So it's not just a moment, but it's a sequence of moments that continues, and you don't pop back or lean back to where you've been that's kept you low.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, and I think the more we do that like internal stripping,
Internal
like the
striptease.
yeah, the more like the clothes and the layers come off, then the easier it gets to feel. So it can feel confronting, it's to start for sure, when you kind of first go and look there at all these layers of how you maybe like felt as you've grown up and all the things, right? Like a lot of people are carrying a lot of stuff, but if you're willing to go there and if you're willing to dive in, like the
Mm,
emotional strippage gets
yes.
to gets to
I think what's
happen.
interesting for me in my work, when a lot of people come to me and I get the feedback, it's like we're living in a world where people don't feel safe in their bodies.
Mm,
That's what I keep hearing back. Like when people come to my sessions, they're like, oh, I feel much more safer. And it's like this unsafety, unknowing thing that's just living in us. And I think the more we make peace and more we like continue to make some sort of joy a part of our daily practice, we get to feel much more in the body and safer and stable and still and feeling connected more and belonging and knowing that
mm,
we belong and knowing that we we have earned our place to be here and we get to celebrate more in unity.
yeah, self-acceptance, isn't it? Loving yourself for exactly who you are,
Yeah.
you know, right here, right
Authenticity,
now.
authentic,
Mm,
being authentic, living authentic, choosing
yeah,
authentic.
yeah, love that. I'd love to know, my darling, when you think of the term joyful, right? Like what does that like really feel like for you? What is joyful when you think of that?
To be full of yourself,
Mm,
to be full of yourself. When people say, "Oh, you're so full of yourself," this is me. Why is that a bad thing?
yeah,
If I'm not going to be full of myself, what am I going to be less than
yeah,
myself?
yeah,
To know, to be joyful is to be full of yourself, to be full of the abundance of all the things that um, it feels yummy in your body and yummy in yourself, and it feels like you could bake yourself a cake. That's, that fullness and expansion and feeling so uplifted by who you are and by that you just want to dance in yourself all day. That is joy.
yeah,
Like joyful is liberating.
yeah,
It's I always say, like, whatever song is in your heart is to dance that, is to let in dance that, dance that, dance that. Even if it's sad, dance it.
yeah.
Uh,
It's allowing your whole self, isn't it? And I think so often we've been conditioned to like hold back, and like you said, like who am I to like be all of me? It's like, well, who are you not to
mhm.
actually? And like just deciding that you can like jump on a chair and shout, I love myself and not feel cringy. That's what I tell people in my membership. I'm like, this is where I want you to get to because so many people just would not feel comfy with that. But actually, if you're
Yeah.
allowing yourself to be joyful, like your whole real self,
Mhm.
you know, like, yeah,
I mean, a lot of the times we are in victimhood, we are in shamehood, we are in all those things that's kept us at bay to not do that. And so that becomes a thing that's become out of our comfort zone. And
mm,
the only time well, most times when we get loose is when we are taking something that's going to, reveal that part of ourselves only for maybe a few hours and then
mm,
go back to your default, your usual. I'm passionate about really cracking that heart open. And then from that, you know, more layers begin to come off, and then that's how you begin to experience more fullness of joy and
mm,
fullness, being full of yourself and being unapologetic, and also having the courage to and the bravery to just do it anyway,
mm.
without anyone trying to push you down or pull you down or bring you down. And that does take courage as well.
Yeah, self-validation is like such a good place to get to for yourself, isn't it? Instead of having to rely on someone else giving permission for you to do that thing or say that thing or be that thing. It's like actually comes from here. And
Yeah,
once we decide
self-permission.
that it comes from here, from this space, it's like the only person you need the validation from is looking you right in the face,
Yeah,
if in the mirror. So yeah, yeah. So
absolutely.
so important, isn't it?
Mhm.
Um, it would be remiss of me not to talk
Mhm.
about laughter, Hobbs. So, as you know, I'm passionate about laughter and the power of laughter, and I'm always open for big conversations about laughter. So, firstly, I'd really thought we're going to have a little bit of a laugh together because it feels good. Um, Firstly, I would love to know, like, when was the last time you belly laughed? Can you remember?
This morning.
I love it. And do you want to share about it? You don't have to share about it if it's not,
Um,
appropriate for right now. But
I don't know what does appropriate mean to you?
oh, wherever as in if you don't feel like you want to share, just share what feels
Okay,
good.
fine. I woke up with somebody and
I love this.
and we still had some drinks from last night. So we mixed it in our smoothie. And I'm like, wow, look at us. It's a Monday morning and we're having a hard shake drink.
So that brought your belly laughs.
Yes, because we were like, wow, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. So yeah, that was
Oh,
my belly laugh this morning. Cackle, cackle, cackle.
I love it.
My laugh.
Do you like make a lot of space for laughter? And by that I mean do you notice that laughter is something like it's part of your language, if you like?
Absolutely, it's medicine. It's like it's I feel like laughter is like part of the sentence, It
Yeah.
doesn't it's an apostrophe, it's an exclamation point. It's never the question, it's the answer.
Mm. Oh, yeah. I love that.
Oh, that's
Part
good.
of the sentence.
I like that. I need to take notes of
I
myself.
was going to say you might want to write that down because I might too.
I know.
Oh, but like this is the thing. As you know, as a passionate laughter yogi, really believe in the power of laughter. But I really feel like we could like take it more seriously for the impact that it could have. And I feel that people maybe don't realize its potency. Would you agree?
I do because when it's so a part of you, we take it for granted until it's taken away from us.
Right.
Um, the work that I do, people get really impacted and they come to me saying it did this for them and that for them. And for me, I'm just doing me. So when you're doing it so much and it's so part of who you are, you oftentimes forget that the impact that it has on others because we see it as it, and not to take away from the impact and the power of it. However, it then becomes quote unquote mundane because it's so a part of us.
Mm,
And then we don't recognize and realize the impact and the glory it has on others. So I like to appreciate um, medicine like that when
mm,
people feed back to me. It's a very good reminder to just recognize that it's not just something to turn an eye to, it's something to raise your eye to.
yeah. Yeah. I really, as you know, believe in intentional laughter. So I love it, like you shared this morning. It just came around in the moment. And that's so beautiful. But I really do believe in the power of intentional laughter because you are then being the creator. You're being in charge of your health, your wellness, your joy, your energy, your vibration. So, intentional laughter through something like laughter yoga is just such a great way for us to bring ourselves into the energy that we desire to be. Um, would you be open to practice a little bit of laughter with me right here, right now?
Well, I wouldn't be on your show if I didn't. So let's go. What are we
So
gonna do? Take
all
my.
we're gonna do, it's really simple because this is what's so beautiful about it. It's simple, but it's not simplistic. We're just gonna breathe and laugh, right? Like we breathe, we laugh.
Mhm.
We don't always intentionally breathe and we don't always intentionally laugh, right? And just simply taking a moment for our breath and our laughter, it can like change
Yeah.
your day.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a beautiful breath in and then we're just going to let ourselves belly laugh. Okay, so let's breathe
Yeah.
in and exhale.
Woo!
Oh, love it. How did that feel? Feel good?
Yeah, getting my crown on.
Yeah.
Oh my goddess, that felt like a full body laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Intentional laughing. I am going to keep that on my vision board.
Yeah. Please do.
Intentional laughing.
The what I really like, I really acknowledge that a lot of people are very used to, you laugh with your friends or as a comedic moment,
Yeah,
and it's based on like, an event, a thing, an outcome, right? Whereas if we just choose, right? If we just choose and allow, it's just so liberating. Like I noticed your
right.
arms went like that and I mirrored you because I was like, yes, it's like this. It's like expansion. It's
It's
like
the
a big
endorphin rush.
yeah, it's like a big hello, a big welcome. It's oh
Mhm.
yeah, I love it. I love it. So I'd love you to keep me
Yeah,
posted on how that's going with your intentional laughter. That's amazing.
absolutely. Absolutely. When do you normally like when's the do you do it first thing in the morning? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, just like whenever it feels like a good time to do it. So I can do it as a start of the day, when I'm in a slump and I need a bit of energy. If I can, when you get that scattered energy because something's affecting your nervous system.
Yeah.
So breathing it out obviously helps, but like laughing it out, it kind of like
Mhm.
you've got the release and the shift with the laughter.
Yeah.
So I use it to, yeah, help me process and work stuff through and allowing. It's not about bypassing the
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that doesn't feel good.
Absolutely.
It's about allowing and working and moving it through. So if you were going to start like a practice, just yeah, choose a time in the day to do it, like once, couple of times on a repeat, and just notice how you feel after 7 days. Like
No,
it's
something that really makes me laugh is dark humor. I'm a dark humor kind of person.
yeah.
I will save different memes. I will save different kind of things. I look back, I'll share with friends, and we will have a proper kiki and laugh down. I'm just into that. That's really fun. And like, I like banter as well. Banter is a great way to keep it like, it's like badminton yoga, badminton laughter yoga.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really like appreciate it. And there's certain people that I have it with, and I could literally go on forever with it. It's super.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that, and all of that is amazing. Like I was reading an article the other day where they're trialing in a borough in London where the NHS are prescribing laughter, right? So it's
Oh,
definitely being acknowledged how, and they were saying instead of antidepressants, there's a focus group that's being prescribed laughter,
good.
right? So it is big stuff and like having banter and knowing where you get your kicks from is brilliant. What adds an extra layer and level with our laughter is where we just go, do you know what, I'm going to practice it for myself, like
Yeah.
intentionally, and like notice how I shift my energy. What I've noticed with me, it's become like just a way of life. You know, I
Yeah.
feel about the world differently. I
Mm.
move around the world differently. So yeah, like
You
it's a
become
little,
really magnetic and you become radiant because
yeah,
you're oozing that joy begins to ooze. It begins to,
yeah,
you know, become a step up from happiness into
yeah.
that joy.
It's
Joy begins
like those disco balls all around you. It's like that. Woo!
like this, like this.
I would love to know, my darling, before we wrap up, um, what's one thing that's helped you get to where you are right now? And it's probably really hard to think about one thing, but if I could, like, if you could think of like one thing, what's helped you get to where you are right now, do you think?
Oh, that's.
It's a big question.
I mean, there's a few things that come to. I had it prepared, but the few things that come into my mind when you say here, what what context do you mean?
As in to where you are right now, living in this existence as who you are. Like,
You
what's
know
one
what?
thing that's helped you get to here?
It's the individuals I choose to be around me.
Ah,
It's and because when you try and ultimately it's trusting yourself, trusting your path, and individuals that keep you high vibing, that reflect the best in you, that reflect the similarities where you meet each other on a crossroad and it just reflects that light or reflects that joy, that movement, that expression. And that is that is key for me because it is said that the five people you keep around the most are the ones that influence and affect you and infect you as well.
yeah,
So I'm very mindful of who gets to be in my inner circle
yeah,
because it's being authentic and allowing that authenticity to shine and allowing your joy to shine and not to be put down. I've had friends in the past and individuals, family members that I thought, had my back, and actually they would dim me down rather than raise me up. So I think it's really important that you all that in your inner circle you have a cheerleader, you have someone that is going to banter with you about something, you have someone that is going to call you in rather than call you out. You have someone that is going to mentor you and elevate you, and you have someone that is always going to have your back. That's my five when it comes to having the five influences around you. Most
yeah,
important influences.
yeah. Like who you surround yourself with really makes
Everything
such
is
a huge impact, doesn't it?
everything.
Such a huge impact. And actually, I was toying between two questions to ask you because my other
Go on.
question was going to be, what would you say to someone to encourage them to live their best life? But I actually feel what you've just shared really absolutely resonates with that, doesn't it? Because if somebody is finding elements of life, less than easy, and they're caught in the struggle, actually, a really good starting place is to look at the conversations you're having, isn't it?
Really true.
And yeah,
Absolutely. Ask yourself, are those conversations loving, kind? Are they necessary?
yeah, yeah,
Positive? Like, you've got to, this is your life. We only have this life. Are we living it or
yeah,
existing in it? There's a difference.
yeah, yeah. And let's make the most of our dance, right?
Let's
This is
do
what we're here
it.
for.
Let's learn all
So,
the dance moves, the
yeah,
steps, each step, each moment,
yeah.
each breath. There's a lovely quote. Can't remember who it's by. However, it says, "Every word is a song, and every step is a dance."
Oh, I love that.
Poetic.
That
Such a
that's
loaded state.
oh, I'm going to write that down when we finish because that so speaks to me. Every word is a song and every step is a dance. And that just gives me such beautiful visuals,
And
right?
we are the universe. The
Yeah.
verse, we're a union of verses,
Yeah.
verses,
Yeah.
music,
Yeah. I am the
symphony of
universe and
life.
the universe is me. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. Darling, delicious Dirish. Yeah, like now we're grooving. I could talk to you for hours and hours, but we must wrap up now, my lovely. It has been an absolute joy to share this conversation with you. Yay! Oh, yeah, we're sending each other little hearts and we're doing all sorts of beautiful arm movements for those listening on audio who can't see that we're having a little bit of a boogie, aren't we? But yeah, it's been incredible. I love what you've shared. And
Likewise.
I think people will, yeah, really get a huge amount out of this chat from what you've shared. It's been incredible. Obviously, people will be able to connect with you in the links that I'm going to share. Please do check Dirish out. He is just incredible and he's here
Right.
doing amazing things in this world.
I
And
try.
yeah, but you are, and leading with heart and soul, all round
That's
good
what we do.
human. Yeah, so please, please do check him out. Yeah, it has been absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna give
Kat,
you
I
all my love.
appreciate you. I appreciate all that you bring and all that you do and all that you are. And you're freaking awesome. You're awesome. Continue to shine that light with supreme joy, abundance, fruitiness, and glitter. Glitter of light.
Oh, I received that. Thank you so much, my darling. You are amazing. Mwah. Lots of love, my darling. Thank you.
Light and bliss.